Good afternoon, everybody. So welcome back. So we've been working on this week. We're working on what to do off of, like when you start, not off of anything, but like when you start, especially when you first start training. Just having some sort of plan or something to do is always a good idea. So we're going to do something today that is a little bit more old school as far as jiu-jitsu goes. One of my understandings of the fundamental differences between catch wrestling and jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, is that in Brazilian jiu-jitsu we're more concerned with position before we work on getting any sort of submissions. My understanding of the way catch wrestling works is it's submission over everything else. So if you can grab a hold of something and twist it in the wrong direction, get that other person to tap or make something pop, then you're doing the right thing. Now, my biggest complaint about that is you cannot teach strength, meaning I can tell you to go lift weights and you'll get stronger, but I can't say a word or something like that where all of a sudden you're going to be 10 times stronger than you were right before I said the word. That's just not the way it works. So I'm a strong proponent of position before submission, and it's been something that's been drilled into my head since starting jiu-jitsu 14 years ago, so I don't think that's going to go away from me. However, it is a good idea to be able to have different options. Giving yourself other tools are always a nice way to go. And even if you start this and it doesn't really work very well, you may be able to set something else up off of it. So just something to consider. So we're going to start as we have been starting. Let's have you move just this way just a little bit. We're going to do this from a couple of different angles so it makes a little bit more sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in our regular stand, in our regular position here. You can either put the foot on the inside or the outside. I would recommend for this specific thing that we're doing, we're going to put the foot on the outside. So we shake hands from right here. So from right here, I'm going to grab a hold of her wrist. I'm going to pull the wrist forward so that I have access to the elbow. I'm going to come over the top of the elbow here, and now watch. I'm going to pivot on this knee and this elbow, and I'm going to throw this leg, my knee, right into this space here. So as I come over, I'm coming up, I'm pivoting here. If you guys can see I'm pivoting, we're going to do it in a different angle in a second here. And now I'm going to bring my knee up over through here, and I get into my arm lock position. With my knees pinned to the floor, I then extend her arm up towards me, and I get my tap. So it is worth mentioning that her thumb is pointing down. I can't do this. I can't very well do this if her thumb is pointing upwards. It just doesn't work. If her thumb is pointing sideways, I don't quite have the oomph. If you turn the thumb down, now we're bending the arm in the wrong direction, and we get our tap. So this is old school jiu-jitsu. This is way back. This is before my time. I'm pretty sure I got hit with this really early on when I started training. But this kind of fell out of vogue because, like I said, it requires a fair amount of strength, and to have like a 100-pound person do it to a 200-pound person is not really realistic. However, like I said, more options you have, the better. The more options you have, the better opportunity you have to get into a better position, regardless. So let's do this from. Let's have you switch places with me. So the idea is first I want to separate the elbow. Once I separate the elbow, I want to get my hips behind the elbow as quickly as possible. And that's pretty much as simple as it gets. So I'm going to keep this knee down just so you can kind of see where I'm going here. So I immediately grab, I pull, I get the arm over. From that point here, now I'm going to bring my arm over the top. So I'm going to go over her arm here, right here. And now remember, I'm pivoting on my elbow and knee, and I come through, pinching my knees together, making sure the thumb is pointed downwards. I then lift. If I need to, I can get space here. I can lift, and I get my tap. So let's do this a little bit more quickly, just a little bit. So when you get comfortable with this, you can throw your leg over relatively quickly. If you do this really fast and you're not used to using the distance, you could very easily drop your knee into the side of the person's head. And that's not a great way to treat a training partner. So make sure when you practice this a few times before you start picking up the speed, because you want to get the motion down first, then you can start going faster. So one more time here. So from right here, I grab the wrist, pull, come over the top, switch, and bring my knees over the top. From right here, I pinch my knees together. If I need to, I can come up, and I lift, and I get my tap. If I want to do it from right here, from my from my forehead, it doesn't really work so well because I can't quite pull on the arm far enough. That's why I have to pull myself away. It is an important aspect. I need to pinch my knees together here because she's not going to be sitting waiting for me to finish. She's going to be trying to connect her hands and pull her arm out, away from me. So we need to make sure that once we get our knees to the floor, we keep those pinched together to make it harder for her to kind of weave her other hand in. Do you have a question? Good. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Which side do you want to do?
Just that side.
Okay. So if you're going to do this side, this leg needs to be up. If you're attacking this arm. So pull. Yep. You're going to come over the top. Good. You're going to pivot. This knee needs to come up over my shoulder. Yep. Come down. Good. Pinch. That. Good. Try again. Okay. So we don't want to lose that. This foot needs to be hooked behind my head. If your foot comes out,
Obviously. That
right?
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So you gotta hook my head with your foot.
Okay.
There you go. Much better. Tap. Good. Awesome. Very good. So that is our move of today. Just as a reminder, we are here Mondays through Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard for Jiu-Jitsu. Chelsea also runs her yoga stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon at the same place. If you guys would like to join us, we'd be more than happy to have you. We have a Discord chat available, which is available in the description. If you want me to take a look and see what you're doing, I'm more than happy to do that and give you my 2 cents on how everything is going for you. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. If you like this content, please smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below what worked for you, what didn't, and if there's anything that you would like to work on. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Heart and Soul BJJ. And I think that's just about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. See you tomorrow. Whoos.